Hi everybody, this is Jen from Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio.com. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this absolutely beautiful blue ombre cake. It has 6 layers to it, it's topped with fresh fruit, and it's an absolute delight to bring to any special occasion. Let's get started. To make this cake, we're going to be using a couple of different fruits here. Now this is blueberries, and these ones are blackberries. If you're changing the color of your cake, you'd want to use different fruit on top. You're also going to need vanilla batter for a cake and vanilla buttercream, and I'll put a link to both of these in the description box. Now, like I mentioned, if you're going to be changing the color, you could use any color of this gel paste. You could also use food coloring, but it just won't be as vibrant. I'm going to use blue today, and you're also going to need a little bit of white coloring if you want to have your buttercream be perfectly white. If you don't have to worry about the white part. So I've taken my cake batter and I've divided it up equally into 6 different bowls. I'll put more information on the details on how you can do this on the blog, in the blog post, so make sure you check that out if you have any questions. Into this first bowl is going to go my white coloring, and it's going to be the lightest. Then next, into my next bowl, I'm only going to put 1 drop of blue. Now, if you make a mistake at this point, it's not a humongous deal because then you can just change the number of drops that go into the cake batter. So I've got 1 drop of blue here. I want to have 2 drops of blue in this one. And then I'm just going to keep going around and increasing the number of drops in the bowl so I get darker and darker colors of blue in each of the bowls. So I'm going to do that, mix them up, and I'll be back to show you all 6 colors. So I have the 6 different shades of the blue and the white mixed together here. So next up, we're going to be baking. So each layer of cake needs to be baked individually. So I have my first layer here in an 8-inch pan. So if you have a lot of 8-inch pans, then this would work really well. And if not, you can do each of them individually. You just want to spread the batter out to the sides and make sure your pan is nice and clean, and it's also being sprayed with non-stick spray so you can get it out easy. And you're going to bake each of the cakes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and they're going to bake for about 20 to 25 minutes or until they're done all the way through in the center. While your cakes are baking and cooling, you can prepare your buttercream. Now, I did the exact same technique as I did with the cakes, where I left 1 white and then I gradually increased the amount of dye that I was putting into each bag in order to get these different shades of blue. I put them all into piping bags, and I'm going to just snip off the tips when I need to use them. Once all the layers of cake have been baked and cooled completely, we're going to start stacking the cake. I'm starting with the white one, and you want to make sure that you've leveled each of the layers out so that there's no bulge in the middle. Just use a sharp knife to do that. And I'm going to attach the white buttercream to the top of the white cake layer, and then I'm going to repeat with the next color. So I have the next lightest color of blue here. Now I'm going to repeat this process all the way to the darkest shade of blue. So I'm just going to do that off camera, and I'm going to create all 6 of the cakes stacked up nice and high. To finish off the cake, I have the darkest layer on the top, and I'm going to smooth this so that it is a nice and solid smooth top to finish off the top here. So now we're going to put the icing up the sides of the cake. Now I'm going to start with the lightest one at the bottom here, and I'm just going to squeeze it. You don't have to be precise at all for this one. So I'm just going to go all the way around, and you can see here that the 1 layer isn't covering enough. So after I've gone all the way around, I would have to go and do a second one as well, like this. And I'm going to do that for each of the colors all the way up to the top. So I have the icing on. You can see that it's really messy. That's not a big deal at all. I'm going to take this icing smoother, and I'm going to just scrape the side of the cake. If you don't have one of these, you just want something with a straight edge, because you're going to put it onto the cake board so that it maintains like a 90-degree angle here. I'm just going to press it into the side and then just slowly run my cake around here to scrape off all this excess icing. I'm going to go around until I have 1 smooth layer around the outside. The last step is to pile our fresh fruit on top of the cake. You can use any sort of technique that you want. There is no special way to do this. And again, if you're using a different color, just put on a different fruit onto the top of your ombre cake. So there you go, everybody, how to make a beautiful 6-layered ombre cake. You could even say it's 7 with the addition of the dark blue fruit on top. So I've sliced a cake here so you can see the inside of it. I had another one that I had prepared. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and you can find all of our social media sites listed in the description box below. See you next time.